Hi, and welcome to this mini class where we're going to present to you our new opportunity for growing your business, the Opportunity Matrix. The Opportunity Matrix is a structure that we've built to help businesses understand, as we move to a post-COVID economy, what the opportunity lies within your business. During COVID, what are the things that you've stopped doing? What are the things that you need to start doing? And what are the things that you need to be able to do to change, to grow your business as we move through to a more normalised world? The world as we know it has changed forever. The shocks of COVID throughout the world sent a shockwave that has absolutely shocked businesses to the core. For some businesses, these shocks have created just minor cracking, highlighting just a few problems that could be easily repairable. And for others, it's been a boom. Their businesses were digitally ready and they could capitalise on the opportunity. However, for many businesses, they have suffered foundational cracks that mean they're going to have to rebuild their businesses from the ground up. But with the aftershocks, we have to start thinking about how do we get back to basics? How do we understand what's going on in our business during this time of turmoil? We need to have a look at what we stopped doing. What things did we stop doing during COVID that were actually helping to grow our business? What do we need to start doing? Things that are different now that didn't offer an opportunity prior to COVID. And what are the things in our business that we need to change? To grow, we need to make sure that we've got our foundations strong. So we've created the Opportunity Matrix. It's a structure that basically pulls back the old-fashioned sales funnel to its most basic. We're looking at the three fundamental areas of any marketing plan: awareness, engagement, and conversion. And then we've said that each one of these stages, there's 4 core ingredients that help us achieve success: traffic, offer, content, and community. So during this mini class, I'm going to help you to understand what is the opportunity that lies within your business now, and what are the opportunities that are going to present themselves as we start to move to a new normal. We're calling it a new normal because business won't be the same in a post-COVID economy as it was before. Very few businesses will look the same in December this year as they did last year. So what's the opportunity for you? What's the opportunity for you and your team to be able to grow in a post-COVID economy? What we're going to be able to do for you in this next couple of sessions is help you to connect in with some of the basic training that we've found useful over the years. We're tapping into people from our community, our DMDU Connect community, Digital Marketers Down Under. We're bringing in the essence of Ryan Dice from Digital Marketer, Ezra Firestone, Smart Marketer, Molly Pittman, Trainer Traffic Person, Russ Hennebrys, Modern Publisher, and Ollie Bilson's Next Level Business. Over the years, these people have presented into our community training that we think is still as relevant today as it was back when they presented it. But we're going to start by taking something from Digital Marketer. Ryan Dice is renowned for how he takes really complex structures and makes them simple. And we think this statement of value slide is just a perfect example of that. You know, you can have complex mission statements and brand values and all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, what is it that your goods or services do for customers? What pain point do you solve? And is that still the same now it was before COVID? I'd like you to take some time to have a look at this statement of value and think about how it applies to your business. What is your product's name or your service or what it is you provide? What does it enable your customers, whoever they are, middle-aged people, women over 45, kids at primary school, whoever it is, to experience? What is the pain point that you solve? My product enables my customers to do this, or feel this, or grow this way, or fix this thing, or be able to be successful. It's really important that you take the time to fill this in and just reconnect back in with what is the statement of value within your business. I think it's really important to be thinking about it from the point of view of the pain point of the customer. At the end of the day, that's what our goods and services exist for. The role of marketing is to match the needs and wants of a consumer with the products and services of the company. That is what marketing does. Doesn't matter whether you do that via Facebook ads, word of mouth, billboards. Our role is to be able to let the customers know that we have a product or service that will help them fix the pain point that they have. And during this time of COVID, what we have found is people have become more emotional. We're in a more heightened state of emotion because of the crisis presented both as a health crisis and an economic crisis. So I find myself going back to these fundamental beliefs in our marketing when we talk about emotive. If we can be emotive, if we can connect with somebody's emotions, we know that we can help them connect with our product. So the phrase feel, felt, found becomes really, really important when we're thinking about our statement of value and then when we're thinking about our marketing messages. Feel, felt, found should be replacing would, should, could. Those words don't draw emotions, they're just cold words, but feel, felt, found. I feel that we have the right solution that will make you feel better because we've found in the past that our customers have felt successful because they've done this. Those sorts of words are so much more emotive than words like should, would, could. So go back to your statement of value and think about how you're defining your pain point, demonstrating the empathy and understanding of the customer's position in this, and then offering a solution and then allowing the prospect to understand how success will feel. Have you got those things right at the core of your business? Before we jump into the rest of this mini class, I want you to have a moment to think about that, and I want you to be able to articulate it with your own product. Now, during this training, if you need help, if you're stuck and you don't understand what to do next, we're available. If you email me at info@dmduconnect.com.au, I will get back to you. If you're having problems understanding how to create this statement of value, how to use the emotive words in describing your product, please reach out. It's sometimes just talking to somebody can help you understand how you can fix a problem. So take a moment to do that. Pause the video. We'll be here when you come back and think about what the statement of value is for your product. So did you get that? Did you get that statement of value down? Has it changed? Has your focus changed? Has your product mix changed? During COVID, we've seen a lot of businesses pivot. You know, the gin companies that are selling hand sanitizer. Their statement of value is very different at the moment if they're still doing that within their business. So how has that impacted on your business? So think about it this way. You know, once again, I'm borrowing this from Ryan because I still think it's one of the clearest ways of articulating what we do in business. We have a customer who's standing on one side of the cliff. He's wanting to get to the pot of gold on the other side of the cliff, but there's a big gap. He needs a bridge. How's he going to get across from the before to the after state? How is he going to feel successful? He needs a bridge, but he can only get that bridge so far. He doesn't fully understand the solution. This is where your product and services come in. Your product and services are his way of building that bridge to whatever success is. But if you don't clearly articulate that, if you don't clearly lay it out for him how he's going to get across that bridge, he will never know what success will feel. And for you, it's the same. You're on this side of the cliff, your pot of gold's on the other side of the cliff, and you know that you need to get across there. You need to build some bridges. And at the moment in business, we're seeing a whole lot of business owners that are suffering from what I call implementation paralysis. They're stuck. They don't know what to do. What they used to do is not working anymore, and what they want to do, they don't actually know how to do. They're stuffing around with content. They're doing things, they're hoping that it works, but they don't know if it's engaging. They've got their Facebook ads that they maybe are still doing, or they stopped doing, or they've changed them, and they're not quite sure. They're not getting the same results they used to get, and so they're stuck. And then they've got Google, and they've got SEO, and they've got all the other parts of their business, but they don't understand how to make it work. And so they're suffering from what I call implementation paralysis. They're like a cordless drill. The drill bit is stuck in the wall and the drill is going around until the battery gets flat. But for you, with this actual finalising these bridges and moving through implementation paralysis is what we're calling the opportunity. The opportunity to understand, how do I get my content to work properly again? How do I get my Facebook ads to be delivering the right sort of audiences at the right price and giving conversions? How do I get my Google back on track? How do I fix the SEO on my site? How do I fix the fundamental hygiene factors that might have changed? The algorithms have changed. Am I impacting in on those? So this is the opportunity for you to go from having a pain point that you have at the moment where your business might not be doing what you thought it should be doing, and getting through to success in a post-COVID world. So over this training, we're going to help you understand at the core fundamentals, what should you be looking at within awareness, engagement, and conversion. Now, this isn't going to be new for many of you. Most of you would have heard us speak about this 1,000 times. But as business owners, we know we forget. You know, it's been a tough few months. For many of us, we've just been worried, how are we going to pay the mortgage? How are we going to feed our kids? How are we going to educate our kids from home while still running a business? You know, those sorts of things have got in the way of our business, but it's now time to get back into it and get going. So what we're going to be presenting for you over these next three trainings is the opportunity matrix. It's a very simple matrix where we've broken it down: awareness, engagement, and conversion, the three fundamentals of a customer value journey. And then we've broken it out into the 4 core ingredients: traffic, offer, content, and community. And so what I want you to do now is to have a think about how you rank yourself in these areas. How do you score yourself out of a score out of 5? For each one of those 4 core areas in the 3 areas. If you read through there, you can see what we give the definitions for awareness. You know, top of the funnel traffic, how do people know you even exist? What about your offer? What's the pain point that you solve and what's in it for the customer? How do I get to know you? How do I understand your product? How do we get the customer to first base? Is your targeting right for your communities? Have you got your audiences defined properly? Have you got your target interest in right? You know, score yourself out of 5 for each one of those, add that up to a score out of 20. Then you add up all the 20s and you get a score out of 60. And that's how you're ranking your business. And so if you've scored yourself 30 out of 60, well, that as a percentage is 50%. So really, the opportunity for your business is 50%. There's half the things in your business that you think you could be doing better. Or that of all the things you've got, half of them you think you could do half better. Like, that doesn't take much. For a lot of you, it'll be going back to doing what you're doing. Have you turned off those Facebook ads that were generating leads because you didn't want to spend the money and you've forgotten to turn them back on? Has the algorithm changed and they're not delivering the engagement anymore? It's time for you to think about that. So I want you to take a moment to fill in this matrix. I want you to get your score and then have it there. Don't be too hard on yourself, but also don't be like lackadaisy about it. Think about it, be real, because this is going to allow us, as we go through this next 3 mini classes, to help you to understand where the opportunity lies in your business. So you've taken a moment to fill in that opportunity matrix. You've got your score. So when you were looking at awareness, you were looking at the goals of awareness that we touched on. You're looking to increase awareness of your offer, grow your remarketing lists, increase engagement, maybe moving people to a lead magnet, grow your website traffic, create your customer avatars. Are they all defined? And then the measurements you've got as awareness of your offer, growing your retargeting audiences, site and social engagement, and traffic by channel. It's pretty straightforward, but how did you rank yourself on those? How did you score those things? When we move on into engagement, we're looking at how are you growing your email lists? How are you getting more engagement on your site? Are you getting people signing up to your lead magnets? Are they starting to move towards your tripwires? What is the score that you've given yourself for engagement? How have you seen yourself there? Think about it, and think about it in the way that your core areas of traffic, offer, content, and community. And then we moved into conversion. So the goals of conversion are, obviously this is where you're starting to get the sales. We're still growing remarketing lists. We're maximizing immediate customer value. We're starting to create the checkout. We're starting to get sales. We're getting buyer frequency and we're increasing acquisition. The measurements are pretty straightforward around conversion, promotional email open rates, click-through rates, average customer value. So when you look at those, what did you score yourself on conversion? What did you give your store? Where did it all work? So from there, we've then started to look at our matrix score again. Are you comfortable with the scores that you've given yourself? Do you think they reflect where your business is now? Where do you sit in those 3 core areas that we identified at the beginning? Was your business just hurt a little bit and you can repair it and move on? Are you doing better than ever? Were you digitally ready, or you were able to pivot early and get on the bandwagon and do well? But are you worried whether that's going to hold up as the economy goes back to normal? Or are you in that third group where your business has just been absolutely foundationally rocked to the core? And we use those analogies of foundations as in buildings. As you know, when you build a house, you need a strong foundation. You can't build a house on a bad foundation, it'll fall down. So if your foundational parts of your business are starting to crack, you need to understand how to repair them. And that's why you're in the right spot, the mini class. We're here to help you do that. So what is the opportunity here for your business? We've put together this graph just as a way of looking at a fictitious business and their scores and how they did it. And so when you look at this graph, you can see that we've got our traffic, offer, content and community, and what were the scores across the 3 core areas of awareness, engagement and conversion. And if you look at this example, in this fictitious example, you can see this business owner rated themselves down poorly on content within the awareness and engagement stage. So that's saying that they need to improve the content that helps them warm people up. Once they get them to the point where they're ready to buy, they're happy with their conversions, they're happy with the offer and how it presents and all those things. But they also rank themselves really low on traffic for conversions. So that means they could actually improve conversions if they could get their remarketing working better. What does this look like for you? Where's the flat wheels in your graph? Where's the flat parts that are pulling your business down? Okay, so we're going to move straight into awareness and just talk a little bit more about what is the opportunity with awareness and what could you be doing. Awareness is the thing that is starting at the top of the funnel. This is the bit where we really are trying to get customers to know about us, and we're looking to increase awareness of us. We're looking to grow our remarketing lists, increase engagement if we can, getting people to click on a blog post or click on an ad and actually go to our website. So not only have we pixeled them, but we could be presenting them with a lead magnet, some sort of value that's given to them that's free in exchange for some contact details. Once again, if you're a follower of digital marketing, you've heard Ryan talk about this in the analogy of dating. This is we're at the bar and we've seen somebody across the bar that we'd like to go up and ask them for a drink. The customer is the person at the bar, and we want to go up and ask them to come and have a drink. That's what we're getting to. Our ultimate goal is probably to get their phone number so that we can follow them up later to ask them out for coffee. So the measurements here are very much around this awareness, building the retargeting audience, site and social engagement, and traffic by channel. For you, you need to be understanding what part of the funnels work for you at this stage. Is it Facebook? Is it Google? Is it mainstream advertising? Is it billboards or flyers or word of mouth? Where does your top of your funnel start? At this point, we're starting to look at what's happening across these 4 core areas: traffic, offer, content, and community. What is the core areas of our marketing plan, and how does it get influenced? So during awareness, what we want to achieve is we're looking to target prospects who know nothing about us and drive them to take some sort of action. And that action is really just clicking on a blog post or an ad and going to our site so we can at least pixel them. It's a click. We're after a click. We're trying to get them off the rented media and into our owned media, onto our own website, so that we can improve engagement on our own website. So at this stage, when we're starting to look at traffic, the first stage of it, it's very much cold traffic. These are people who are blissfully unaware of us, but what we're trying to do is to present to them that they would like to connect with us. So things like your brand sense and your ad sense is really critical. You need to have this feeling that people understand who you are. This is the, hi, nice to meet you. Let's get to know each other a little bit of the stage of the funnel. And it's important that you think about it this way. So often in marketing, our messaging goes from cold to trying to close a sale without having any form of warming the customer up. We're trying to build trust through this stage. We're trying to show empathy and understanding for their pain point. So we're looking at our traffic is sort of being redefining our audience lists through things like interest targeting on Facebook, broad lookalike audiences built off existing customer data. We've probably got multiple avatars that we're testing. during this post-COVID time, it's important to jump in and have a look at this. Has your avatar changed? We'll talk about that more with the community, but from a traffic point of view, it can be really critical. What does your SEO look like? Are people still searching for your products the same way that they used to? Or has it changed? Has how people searched for your product changed? Google intent audiences can be really powerful at this stage as well. So then we move on to offer. Offer and content we've put together, because at this stage it could be both. You could be offering them something. It could be a sales page that you have got a lead magnet on, or some way of subscribing to a newsletter, or it could be just straight out content where you're helping them to understand who you are. It could be a video, it could be a quiz, it could be a podcast. There's so many things that could be driving this part of your awareness funnel. It's about understanding your social media posts, content videos, primary research, white papers, case studies, all things that are demonstrating value in advance, allowing you to build trust and building empathy and understanding. You would have heard me speak before about things called SPACE motivators, if you're a member of our community. SPACE is an acronym for security, profit, appearance, convenience, and ego. And at this stage of the funnel, we are trying really hard through our language to overcome the customer's objections. Now, we're not necessarily overcoming the objection of closing the sale, it's just the objection of giving us an email address or a way of contacting them later. So your content has to demonstrate, very much it has to demonstrate security. But that's also done through appearance. It's what does the website look like when I arrive there? Does it look safe? Does it look like the ad I saw? Is there a connection between the two? Does the ad sense make sense? And that's really important at this top of the funnel, because otherwise your bounce rates and things like that are going to go through the roof and you're going to be wasting your money on your advertising. So then we move into community, and we're using the broad term of community as in the external community, people that you don't know yet, that could be customers, right through to people that are your existing customers, and your internal community being your staff. It's really important in this day and age of Facebook, and particularly with groups and things like that, where we're building community. We say that Digital Marketers Down Under is a community of like-minded business owners. We like to come together and help each other to be successful. It's the commonality that we have for our community. And buying a ticket to one of our events, you become part of our community. So what does your community look like? What are the people that you're going after? What do your avatars look like? And has that changed during COVID? What is the demographics? That probably hasn't changed a lot, but buyer behaviours have. A great example is if you were a retail store that primarily did bricks and mortar before COVID, and then the government shutdowns closed you down and you didn't have an online offering, how are customers going to transact with you? But if you had an online offering and they started transacting with you online, what has that experience been like during COVID? Does it match to the experience of what you want in store? Because that buyer behaviour is what's going to bring them back to you post-COVID. If they've had a bad experience online, you're probably not going to see them back in store. So looking at your buyer behaviours at this point is really critical when looking at your customer avatars, because you need to understand who are these people, have their interests changed, how are they associated with you, what influences are they now following, what previous customer behaviours do you know that could be helping you. I would suggest that for a lot of you, delving down in this area could be critical, because the audiences that you've been targeting to over the last pre-COVID might not exist in the same way that they do post-COVID. And I would imagine when you've done your score with your matrix, you might not have looked at this one quite as strongly as you should. So have a look at that. It's really important. So we've now had a look at the first section of our opportunity matrix. We want you to go back and have a look at awareness. Pull apart the parts of your business that drive awareness into it and understand what is the opportunity. Where is the opportunity to reset it? Now, as I said at the beginning, I'm not expecting with this training that I'm giving you any great learning that you don't already know. The goal of this training is to reconnect you in with what you do know to help you rebuild your business. Remember, you had a successful business before COVID. It's not actually your fault what happened with COVID, but it will be your fault if you don't rebuild it and grow it and bring it back to what it was. But you're going to probably have to reassess your business. And even if your business has done well, will that continue as life starts to move into the new normal?